Welcome, combatants, to another day in the arena. It's your boy James, aka NeuralNet Games, and today we're talking about a Boros deck that goes boom. This deck is really fun. It's got a good combination of cards that hit fast, and you can do a lot of really interesting things. It's decently easy to play, but there are quite a few good decisions about when you should attack creatures versus attacking your opponents, stuff like that. And you're gonna have to do a little bit of math because sometimes it's gonna be a pretty close race. But the deck is so fun. You're gonna be able to rip through platinum, playing platinum right now. You're gonna be able to rip through platinum with this deck. It's gonna perform really well. So before we get into the deck tech, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot. And also subscribe to the channel so that as I put out content, you get notifications. You want to make sure and hit that little bell. And I'm going to be putting out sick original decks that, hopefully wreck the meta the majority of the time. So yeah, make sure you do all that stuff that every other YouTuber tells you to do. Anyways, let's get into the deck. So first, we've got our Fireblade Chargers. These guys are so good at getting through in the early game. Nobody's trading their early stuff for it. They're not trading their Lumimancers. They're not trading their Prosperous Innkeepers. They're not trading their Luminarch Aspirants. So you're going to get in, you're going to take an early lead, and they actually pair really well with the Aspirant to go 1-drop, 2-drop. Like, this is a beautiful little combo because as the Fireblade Chargers get bigger, they get so tough to deal with because when your opponent kills them, you just hit them with a bunch of extra damage. So very good value proposition there. It's what makes this card so good for a 1-drop. Frostbite, just your standard, do damage. That's one of our burn spells. Play with fire, same thing. Scrying is actually super useful in this deck because you can't really afford to get mana flooded, which can definitely happen. So you want to make sure that, you're going face with this as often as you can. You want to be really aggressive and put your opponent in a bad position so that you can keep them low and finish them off with a burn spell, something along those lines. Light Up the Night is in there just to end the game, mid-game. If you can't quite get over the hump, you pull this mid-game, you got 5, 6, 7 mana, stuff like that, and you finish off your opponent with 1 shot. Next, Luminarch Aspirant, everybody's most favorite card. They're so good. Anyways, Flame Channeler also works very well in this deck. So 2-drop, when a spell you control deals damage, transform the Flame Channeler. It becomes a 3/3, and whenever a spell you control deals damage, put a flame counter on Embodiment of Flame. And then this can give us a little bit of gas in the mid game. And people go after them fast. They realize how big of a threat they are. So they're just another big threat that can give you some card draw in the mid game. Doesn't happen a lot, but still, we've got a 3/3 for 2 mana with a potential upside. Works well in the deck. Roil Eruption, go face, go to somebody else. I hate the sorcery speed, but it just is so functional. You don't want too much stuff in here that just attacks creatures. We've pretty much got Frostbite for effective creature control, and everything else can go face. Igneous Inspiration, so we can get over to our sideboard to, face, any threats that are bothering us, right? We have Academic Probation. This is just in here for all runs decks, so you can snipe them on turn 5 or 6, depending on whether they've foretold all runs or not. Snipe them on turn 6 or 7. And then we've got Environmental Sciences, just help you make sure you get that land. I had games today where I just drew all plains or all mountains and stuff like that. Kind of annoying. And then start from scratch. With Rem out, this can be 2 damage, so can be useful. There may need to be 1 more in here. I have this Expanded Anatomy in here. This is just to pump up somebody like Rem in case we're facing a burn deck, because if you can get Rem out of, up to 5, then Rem can live and nobody else can be attacked. And we'll read through the card here in a minute. Or not attacked, but, nobody else can be dealt damage. Introduction to Prophecy. Sometimes the deck can run out of gas if you don't have a Flame Channeler. So this is just to help us get to that next useful card. Get to that last burn spell when our opponent has 3 life left. Stuff like that. Introduction to Annihilation. Chariots, whatever. Ren and 7. Something that's a really big threat. The card advantage. is a problem with this card. It costs you 5 mana and they draw a card. So it's just for those really big threats. And then Mascot Exhibition, you know, your standard, let's get some tokens and try and win the game when we're at 7 mana. Next, we go to our Reckless Stormseeker. Works pretty well in the deck. Also works well with the Fireblade Charger, right? Give it a little bit of pump up so that when it runs in, it still gets damage through no matter what. And, you know, if it's night, your Fireblade Charger becomes a 3/1, you know, and becomes stronger. And we get some trample and stuff. So, you know, if they have chump blockers, we can get damage through. And then Rem Karolus, great in this deck. Flying and haste, it's a 3-drop. If a spell would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, prevent that damage. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1 instead. So pumps up all of our burn, allows us to get to 4 pretty easily, right? With most of this stuff. And so, you know, easier to deal with creatures, deal a little bit of extra damage to face, and is good protection for other stuff. And if you can just pump up Rem a little bit with a Luminarch, or like I said, the expanded anatomy, then you can get them out of range of, like, you know, most Dragonspires, right? Most Dragonspires, they're going to be looking at a gold span for 4. And then we've got our own dragon. And there's a case for putting a gold span in here. I mean, really, I could put a gold span pretty much in every red deck that's ever existed, and it would make the deck better. However, I think this does a little bit more for us. I like that it only costs 1 red and only 4 mana for a 4/4 flyer, because we do have these Reckless Stormseekers that can make it hasty as well. And then whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each of that spell's colors. That's another great piece of insurance in the mid game. When we run out of gas, we top deck a spell, we cast it, and we actually start drawing more cards, right? And so that can really help us just get over the hump, because usually by turn 6, 7, stuff like that, your opponent's going to be quite low. Like, they're going to be, you know, you're either going to be dead or they're going to be quite low. And then when Moonveil Regent dies, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. And so we have a couple, you know, we have a little bit of white splashed in here. And so we can potentially get 2 extra damage just to finish off our opponents. We've got 24 total lands. We've got 2 Faceless Havens, because we're using the snow covered so that we've got that good frostbite power. We throw a couple of these in, they can help you finish the game as well. So let's get to the gameplay. It was a fun day. I really enjoyed the deck. I hope you enjoy the deck too. Watch the gameplay. Make sure get to the wrap up. We'll talk about changes and, you know, how the deck really performed, and just kind of go through all that good stuff. All right, let's get to it. Not a good hand, but we can grow into red. We have more red. We do have a turn 2 play that's pretty decent. So hopefully we're going to get something. We're on the play against Chimera. Usher the Fallen, okay. We get not what we need at all. There's a dozen mountains in here. Maybe they have a portable hull. They don't. They've got some sort of hard-hitting Magecraft deck that will probably run out of steam. It's exactly what we needed. And now we are going to play with fire. We're going to Igneous it, so we can start learning here. We can go start from scratch too. It's going to be good against the Usher of the Fallen. Okay, they have 3 mana. They Elite Spellbinder. They're not going to like what they see. They'll probably get the Igneous here. The only thing they can actually stop me from doing. They get a Frostbite. Okay. Okay, we get an extra. Let's get the Spellbinder. we don't want that. It's a great scry. Get them to 11 here. They have 4 now. We have a Frostbite, which is worth 3. Karolus would be great right now. Moonveil Regent would be great right now. But I'm pretty sure we got this one already. Yep, not gonna help you. Now they go Igneous or they're crazy. Okay, it becomes a 3-2. They learn, they go for land. Really? What do they have that they need land for in this deck? Like that doesn't even really make sense to me. If we burn, we get 5 through, right? And we get to learn. I guess we're just going to pull this just to take care of any threat they bring out. They're 1 turn away from death. We can burn twice with both of these. Not directly to their face. We can get 2 to their face, but... Okay, they play a Light Scribe. Yeah, that's not going to be nearly enough. They take a land. Do they have a portable hole? I don't think so. The portable hole would come out already. Okay. So we have 2 burns here for the kill too, right? Okay, so if we go play with fire to their face, right? If we go both of these, we get rid of both their creatures. We get 6 to the face. They have 1 card left. It's not a portable hole, so they would have to top deck a portable hole. I guess this is what we do. And we can Introduction to Annihilation 1 thing next turn, or we can start playing Moonveil Regent, right? Maybe Moonveil was as good a play there too. I don't know, pretty close, I think. They get a Cave of the Frost Dragon. They have to hold back, or they can attack with 1 here, but I'll kill them if they do. If they attack, they'll make a large, that is a large error. And they do. Oh yeah, I guess they can make the token, but it's still really risky for them. So let's attack. Yeah, let's play the Moonveil. And let's attack. We've got our Frostbite when we need it. You know what? I actually want to kill... They're not going to attack with this Usher, are they? If they boast, they don't have enough for the Frost Dragon. They have to keep the Frost Dragon back. If we get 1 more, we can win the game too. 1 more land. They've actually just managed to hold on by their friggin' fingernails here, hey? They can't get enough damage through to get us either. 5 and the Cave of the Frost Dragon makes a 3/4 Frost Dragon. And they scope. Okay, pretty good hand, although we are on the draw. Not too happy about that situation. This is definitely an on the play deck. It really is. Okay. Come out with a Fireblade Charger. A clever Lumimancer here. Looks like a burn deck with a clever Lumimancer. Yep, we're gonna trade one of these guys for a Lumimancer. I know that this deck relies on them. They're not gonna have any way to deal enough damage to us without it. 2 damage is fine. Yeah, we'll play a Rem here. And attack just in case they do have a burn spell they can do something with. In case they've got a Frostbite here and they play... Yeah, they still need 2 more. Okay, now we start building the power. We take the damage lead in the race. We've got an Igneous for 4 to the face. They have to go for the Rem first. They play a Bloodthirsty Adversary. They think they're going to win a race against us, I guess. I mean, they're totally wrong. We can Igneous to the face and play an Environmental Sciences. So what do I want to do? 2 +1/+1 counters would be all right. Start from scratch would be all right. Let's grab that. They have 4 on board. They have 6 on board. They're dead. We're going to kill them. Technically, I guess they are alive. So they have 1, 2. We're at 8. They have to block here. So if I go like this, right? Luminarch. And then I start from scratch to the face, right? They're dead either way. Yep. Yep. They're dead either way. Okay, we're on the play with a pretty solid hand. We need 1 more land, but we're going to take it. Start off with the Fireblade Charger. If we could top deck a Luminarch Aspirant, that would be pretty deadly. And then a land. Or just another Fireblade Charger. Okay, they come out with, they got a Kabira takedown, so could still be mono white. Yeah. Luminarch, yeah, no problemo. We can Rem Karolus here and attack, or we can just Roil Eruption this little pain. He can't block anyways. They cannot block anyways. And we get extra damage with the Rem. Hitting hard. Nothing they can do. They're never blocking there. We can then Roil Eruption, we can Igneous, we can do whatever our heart desires. We'll probably Igneous. Nothing to exile. Portable hole on one of the Fireblades. Okay, no problemo. They put it there, smart. We can attack. Let's Igneous the Sun Gold. So we can keep attacking. Environmental Sciences. I think I actually want card draw right now, though. Yeah. Just so we can keep the train rolling. Just in case we run out of gas here and we're a couple points away. That's actually a bit of a pain, but if they go 2 on the Luminarch, we just kill it with 1 Roil Eruption. Yeah, they're almost out of gas here, so if we can, you know, outgas them. What they don't understand is that 1 Roil Eruption kills them. We're going to keep taking it to their face. They have 4 on us next turn, depending on what they have in their hand. Adeline is pretty good. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, so what do we do now? We go straight to their face, right? We go straight to their face. Yeah, I wish I'd gone for environmental sciences now. So they have 4... We can Roil Eruption for 4 and get them down to 6. We can play with fire. We can Introduction to Prophecy here. Let's Introduction to Prophecy. Igneous Inspiration. I don't think either of these actually help us now. They're at 10. We have 3, 3, and 4. We can technically do 10. We really need a land. We need a mountain here. That's not the card. That is not the card. So, they attack us, right? This has power 5. This is... Yeah, they can do maybe 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I believe they can do 7 if I block with Rem. Let's go straight to the face. Roil Eruption is not it either. Just 1 more mountain and we win this game. I think we're probably going to lose here, though. We can't attack or we're dead. If they have another portable hole or something. Yep, that would be the game. Give them a good game. Just 1 mountain away from winning. 1 mountain, we win. If I take environmental sciences, win the game. For sure. That hurts. Okay. Great hand. Should be a very high percentage chance of us winning this game. Okay, go straight to Luminarch. Okay, what do we do next? Do we Stormseeker? They play a Smoldering Egg. Okay, so we Rem Karolus first. We can do 3 there. Yeah, let's just Rem here. Let's put it on Rem. Because they're going to have to go after Rem. They can't go after the Luminarch except with a Fading Hope or something, but it'll still make it more difficult for them. They're going to have dragons, fires, and stuff in here. So they may have it, but if we can get them 1 more point higher, it's going to be a lot better. Puts it out of range of like a gold span or something, right? I just don't like these cards from a distance. They look cool when you hover, but they look lame at a distance. I don't know why. There you go. There's the gold span. That's why I wanted to put a counter. I was hoping they didn't have a gold span in their hand. We can Igneous, we can Reckless Stormseeker. Yeah, we can kill the egg with 2 spells, but that feels really gross, actually. So let's just Reckless Stormseeker. Okay, Luminarch. Probably just going like this. It's more damage that way than splitting it. Although we could have killed it with a split, but we're still not dead yet. We should have bluffed. Maybe bluffed, though. Yeah, I should have attacked, of course. Why wouldn't I? Okay. They take it, yeah. We do still have technically enough to deal with the gold span. They Prismari command it. Okay. We're at 5. Okay, so we attack here. We can get 6, 9, 10 to them right now. Because we're kind of in a race right now, right? Okay. I think we just Igneous Inspiration right to their face. Okay. Sciences gets us more mana. We kind of really want to draw here, right? Can be close. Sciences could have got us to double Igneous, but we're still at 20. They have enough to cast Goldspan now. But they can't transform their egg when they do. If they can double spell, they can transform and then kill the Reckless Stormseeker, which case will probably be dead. Yeah. They decide to take 3. Okay. Maybe they have a counter spell in there? What do they have, a negate? Why would they do that? So they attack, fine. Yeah. They Dragon's Fire. That's totally fine. They get 8 to our face and they have no more mana. They're tapped out. Game over. Well, that's actually not true. They could have a negate in there. Okay, so and I'm gonna cry. What if we do this first? What if we play with fire first to try and trick them into a negate? Right? We still have 1 mana left in case they have a Jawari. Winner, winner! Okay, we're gonna keep it and hope we get a... Hope we Hope we pull a plains. Got a couple of Fireblade Chargers. Really nice to go Fireblade Charger into Luminarch Aspirant. A good game-changing move, especially when you're on the play. Yeah, not really what we wanted, but see what they got. What a wonky hand. Orb of Dragonkind. Add 2 mana in combination. Okay, so we got dragons. I think we're going to Roil Eruption here too. We're just going to go directly to their face. We don't have enough mana to cast more than one anyway, so anything over 3 power, we're toast anyways. Okay, another useless card. Okay. We could Roil, yeah, we can't really do that yet, but they have a Faceless Haven now. So we can take care of their Leyline Tyrant. Yeah, that's going to be better. Looks like mana troubles are going to cost us the game. Maybe I should have just mulliganed. I guess that's reasonably useful. Okay. At 10, we'll get another Luminarch out, so we may be able to pull this off. We get 1 more mana. They've got 8 on board. They can attack with a Faceless Haven. Okay, we're going to do 2 to their face. We can also Roil Eruption them. And if they attack, we just start doing more damage. Wow, what a perfect draw out for them. We've got a potential for... Yeah, it's going to be real close here. Okay, so what can we do? We can play a Moonveil. And we can live. We can play a Luminarch. We attack for 2. They kill us. The only thing we can do is a Moonveil right now. We have a blocker back for the Faceless Haven. Just, yeah, the planes, not getting the planes till too late. Cost us huge. So I guess that's the game. That will be it. Okay, good hand. We are on the play. Doesn't matter. Green is good for us because we have a quick start and we don't have to worry as much when we come out hot. We'll go Faceless Haven turn 3 to Reckless Stormseeker. They've got 2 lands, 2 green. All right, Granchi, what are you going to do? Reckless Stormseeker is going to come in for a pretty big hit here. We got a Lotus Cobra. So what do we do here? Yeah, I think we still do the same thing. We go 3 here. Yep. And then... Oh, I did it backwards. Oh, I'm so dumb. I thought Reckless was first. That may cost me the game. That's 3 damage I'm going to be down. So if they're at 3 life and I lose the game, well, we know what happened, right? Kinda dumb. I mean, it may work out, I guess, here for us a little bit. At least we'll get 1 extra power, maybe, depending on who they destroy. We will be taking out this Lotus Cobra next turn. Okay. Kinda crazy, I think. Let's Igneous it. I think with their deck, we should probably get this since we've got a pretty big lead here. Auto tap got me because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, this has not been a good game for me. Friggin' auto tap. I've got 1 red spell in the deck. You telling me I can't figure that out? They get a pack leader. I guess we can just nuke it with introduction to Annihilation. We could also go Fireblade Charger. Yeah, let's get rid of the pack leader. Death touches next turn. We do have a Faceless Haven here too. They get 1 card out of that. A bit problematic. Okay, so we've got Igneous to the face. Let's play this to block the Toski, and then we'll kill the Lotus Cobra as well. And we'll attack with the Faceless Haven. We're just gonna, yeah, if we do that, our Fireblade Charger can live. Yeah, okay, I think I'm actually okay with that. And then we can sack the Fireblade Charger if we want at any point in time. We've got an Igneous to the face, so they have to attack with Toski. If they want to attack with the Lotus Cobra, they can as well. We'll see what they play here, though. We can get pretty close here this turn. Okay, opponent goes in the tank. Okay, opponent, come on. You got 6 lands. What are you gonna do? Okay, so they go. We can block and we get the same amount of damage. We can block and get 2 damage. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll go to their face with 2. And save some damage to ourselves. See what they come up with here. We'll have a 5/5 Aspirant. We'll have 4 from the Faceless Haven, potentially, depending on if they play a blocker or not. I mean, they've got 6 mana and 6 cards. I mean, they have to be doing something here. Yeah, Binding of the Old Gods, okay. And we can attack 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. And we attack and then we Igneous their face. See you later. Okay, we're on the play. Good hand. I like it. Flame channelers are fun. We don't need any more mana though. Hopefully they play a creature. Cram session, okay. That's actually fairly bad against this deck, I think. Yeah, deciding to go double flame channeler first. Okay, do we go Rem Karolus? Do we go Moonveil? Do we go Luminarch? What do we go here? They didn't play environmental sciences. What do we want more? Do we want Rem more or do we want Luminarch more? Let's go Luminarch. See if they counter it. Yep, and that's the right play. We get to play it again. Okay. Let's put one here. We've got a Frostbite in case they bring anything else out. They are gaining a reasonable amount of life though, which is kind of bad for us. They're probably some sort of, you know, maybe they're an All-Runs Epiphany kind of deck or something like that, right? So do we go Moonveil? We go Rem Karolus? Probably Rem right here, right? They don't have anything that can kill, so we're just going to start spreading counters out. They don't have a Blood on the Snow. I'd be pretty surprised anyways. They could wipe with a Crippling Fear. They've got a Crippling Fear in there. They Memory Deluge in Desperation. So we're at 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 with the Luminarch, 11 with another Luminarch. If we get one face burn spell, we can win the game here. Reckless Stormseeker's not bad. At the beginning of combat, we put a counter on this Flame Channeler. And then this gets all hasty. 1 life. 1 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They Shadow's Verdict, and that's totally fine. We Reckless Stormseeker, and we end their life. All right, so it's done. Okay, we are on the draw. Good hand. Good mix of mana. We got a Faceless Haven. We got a couple Flame Channelers. So we're going to keep it. Okay. I think we've got a pretty good deck if we can actually draw a little bit of burn for this type of deck. This is going to be, they're going to have like a Leonin, stuff like that. And so if we can start controlling what they do, we can outvalue them pretty easily. So we are going to Flame Channel first because I want to, you know, Roil Eruption and get the Flame Channeler transformed. Yeah, that's fine too. Comes a 1/2. Makes sense. Okay. Pretty good for us there. We can Reckless Stormseeker, but I think we should probably take care of... Yeah, let's Igneous the Luminarch. Start from scratch is pretty good against them. They don't have a lot of removal. We do have enough lands to do what we need to do. Drawing cards would also be good. This one's pretty close. We have 4 mana total, so we don't really want to take that. I don't really want this either. That may be good for getting a little damage across. Yeah, I think we're going to take the start from scratch for any, like, anything else. They're not going to block here. What they're going to try and do is play like a Homestead Courage or something, right? And come and do like 10 damage to me. That's not good for them. Yeah. Yeah, Guiding Voice is another good card. They get to learn. They get to do 4 damage. This deck burns out really, really fast, though, and now they're going to be in big trouble because I'm going to play a Flame Channeler and a Roil Eruption on them, and it's going to be bad for them. Unless they've got that one card that protects humans, in which case, no, they don't. And now we get to start drawing cards to make sure that we have enough gas, which is why I've got these in here. They're basically a 3-drop with card draw upside, and I think they're really good in this deck. They become problematic pretty quick, and they're cheap, and yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, and they scoop. Okay, let's wrap this one up. Deck did well, but we can always make it better. So let's talk about what we would change in the deck. So Fireblade Chargers are good. Frostbites are good. Although I almost just wish I had something else that could go face and I'd almost sacrifice the damage. So that is a potential. Light Up the Night, I think, is good, although it didn't come into play a lot. And then we've got Roil Eruption, worked fine. The Flame Channeler was pretty good, but really only as a 3 damage threat creature. So maybe there's something else we could put in. Maybe we take 2 of these out and put something else in. Make sure you comment below. Let me know what you think should be put in this slot, because I don't think I actually played an exiled card a single time today. It always felt like I had something else to do. This deck almost has a little bit too high casting cost for the Flame Channeler. And that sounds crazy because most of it's like 1, 2, and 3. But a lot of our like Igneous, it's all 3 mana. And anytime you spend 3 mana, you can't spend a 4th mana and then also play a card very often, right? By the time you get that far, it's almost not even worth it at that point. So really, you kind of get to a point where you don't use it, and maybe it just is the casting cost. It feels like I never had quite enough mana to do what I wanted to do and use the Flame Channeler's ability. So maybe there's something that can go in there. I think everything else worked pretty well. Didn't see a ton of the Moonveil Regent, but I know the Moonveil Regent is good. And then the sideboard. Start from scratch, I think, is better. I think the expanded anatomy goes, though. I would take the expanded anatomy out, and I would probably have another environmental sciences and maybe another start from scratch or another introduction to prophecy. And I would probably take Mascot out even. This deck, you're rarely going to get to Mascot, like very rarely. If you get 7 lands fairly early on, you're probably going to be dead anyways because you have not enough power if you've drawn too many lands in this deck for the most part. And so I think Mascot, probably not necessary. Again, make sure you comment changes, what you would like to see. Make sure you provide that feedback. Just want to say a big thanks to watching the video. Just want to say a big thanks for watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. I'll see you on the flip side.